Hey YouTube, Peterbilt Knife Guy. And today we're going to be taking a look at this this little survival knife package that I put together. So this is just a fun little thing that I've been doing the last couple weeks since I got this. Actually, the whole purpose of me buying this knife in orange was to build something like this. I just think it's kind of a fun activity. It gets your brain working and get you thinking, thinking small. What can you stick in one of these things, to keep it relatively low profile, to where you're not dragging your kitchen sink and a chainsaw. And trust me, I know the keyboard warriors are going to hit me hard on this one. Sorry guys, I couldn't fit my backup generator and 14 gallons of fuel in here. I'm very limited on space, and I was trying to make do with what I could. Also, this kit is nothing I've tested, so this is just stuff I've had and a couple things I bought to just make one of these things. I have made survival kits and bug out bags and all that stuff in the past. It was something I was really big into for a long time, back in my prepping days. That I don't know, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I always wanted to make a little pack for a knife. So today we're gonna go over what's in it and kind of lay it all out. So first off, we got the knife. This is the Architect Knives AK 6.5 and CPM 3V. Good knife, awesome. I love this thing. I haven't really used it, but I've had enough knives to know I love it. I love it. I want the 5.5 now, and they came out with an 8. So basically same knife, but with an 8-inch blade. It's on the list. Next up, it's just a patch, so nothing special. I like patches. I have a bunch of patches. One thing a lot of people don't know about me is that I have more hobbies than just knives, but this is Peterbilt Knife Guy channel, so we gotta talk knives. But this is stuck on here. These little things, these little freaking rings, they're very useful. I always have some on me in my vehicles and stuff like that. Don't mind my hands, they are stained from work today. But these things are cool. They come in useful, attaching stuff, blah, blah, blah. I had it, it was little, it goes on there. And then also these clips. I do not know the name of them, but I have a bunch of them. They've come with packs and stuff that I bought, but this serves two purposes. One, I can hang this off of it onto a pack or something, like with a paracord or something. Or also it keeps my zipper closed, because when I was making this, I totally wanted the zipper up top, and I reversed it. And the problem is the holes are smaller on this side than up here. So this is wider, this is narrower. I had to go with it after I made it. But yeah, so we got one of these clips. We got the patch. Also on the outside of the pack, we have our ferro rod. It sits in the back here. It just really just sits in with friction. It doesn't want to go anywhere. And if it does, when I lock this thing together, this goes on here, this goes around here, and then this guy goes through this loop and just kind of holds it all together. So if it were to pop out, it's only going to go so far, and it's going to be stuck on here. I would notice it dangling. But anyways, yeah, just a little ferro rod. I have a bunch of these, but this is just it's a decent thickness one that I've that works really good with this pack. Up next, we have some of this God, I'm terrible at this, because I really don't know what half this crap is called, but this stuff is cool. It is a Velcro strap, and it comes in a roll, and you can bind things with it, and of different sizes. And I don't know, it's useful. You can tie something off. It's about, I don't know, 6 inches, 7 inches of being able to snug something. If I want to put some paracord on here, I could literally lap this through and put a thing of paracord on here. Speaking of which, there is no paracord in this. I did buy a whole bunch of paracord for this purpose, but it ended up not making it into the pack. I know I'll get beat up for that, but it is what it is. There's just a tiny bit on the knife. Now, getting into this guy. First off, we have a flashlight. This is the Coast PX22. I love this flashlight. I switched from this one to an Olight, but I still truly depend, or I find this light to be very dependable and enough to where I'd throw it in a pack. The battery lasts good, throws enough light, 2 modes, just good to have. Speaking of that, gotta have a spare battery. This is a spare battery that I have, and I wrapped it in a electrical proof tape. It's not really electrical tape, but it's like, it's electrically, it's electrical resistant, so it's not going to short out the battery or anything if it hits on metal stuff. So I just kind of wrapped in this. It's there if I need it. Water and moisture is not going to get into there. So yeah, spare battery. Then we got a little pry bar. Now, this was one I was kind of hesitant to throw in here, but if you wanted to pry something in a certain situation, you could, and you don't really want to use your knife for prying. So little pry bar, you can wedge open I don't know what you could do with this, to be honest with you. Maybe wedge a door or something like that, but in the theme of just building this kit, it went in there. Okay, now, when I said that I didn't have paracord in here, is because I have this metal cordage and some other things in here too also. But this is the stuff that they use for hanging pictures and whatnot. It's a very thin, flexible metal cord. There's quite a bit of it here too, and you can use this for tying something up, hanging something, just all kinds of snares, whatever you want. It's available. It's here. There's quite a bit of it, and it doesn't take up much space, and that's another thing I like, because like I said, this pack is not very big. Up next, we have a little diamond sharpener. I freaking love these little diamond sharpeners. I actually had this particular one JB welded to the back of another sheath like this, so I could, maintain my knife, and I don't use that sheath no more. So I popped it off, and in here it goes. That is that. What do we got in here? We have a Gerber Dime. I wanted a little multi-tool. I wanted pliers. Pliers in just all situations they're awesome. You just can't get around the fact that sometimes you just need a little pliers. They're just so useful for everything. You guys all know that. But on here, we have, like I said, a set of pliers. There is actually a little pair of tweezers. They're worthless on these Gerber Dimes. There is a little box cutter, another little knife, because it's good to have multiple things, and scissors. Scissors are also big too. I use these little scissors all the frickin' time. I have 2 of these Gerber Dimes. One lives in my work truck permanently. This is the one that I haven't really done anything with other than put it in a pack now. For fire, number 1, number 2 was, number 1 was the ferro rod. For number 2, we have this thing. And this is a cool thing I found on Amazon. This is I actually bought 2 of them. It's this guy. It's the lighter locators. The cool thing about it is you can hang it on something, and also 2 big things about carrying a big lighter in a kit, and I found this out the hard way, is number 1, you could stick this against something and it'll press that and let out all your freaking gas, and then you go to use it and it's just spark, which you can still use the spark, but you'd much rather be able to actually light your lighter than just trying to spark it. But the cool thing about this is you can stick it in upside down, so you can hang it on your pack or whatever you got, and you're not going to lose it. Or you can flip it around like I had it, and not only does it make it waterproof, now water's not going to be able to get in here. And if it's wet and you're having a bad day and you're having to use any of this stuff, and you need a lighter and you go to flick it and it's just no spark, this keeps it dry, and yeah, easy to locate. Orange. I really wanted to go with the orange theme on this thing, and as you can see, I am failing on some of this stuff. Blue doesn't belong in here. Up next is we have a little fishing kit. Now this is just a little generic fishing kit that I kind of made up. It just has a couple sinkers, 2 different types of line, and 4 hooks, and there's more cordage. That was another thing. In this nice little package, this is actually a little X-Acto knife box, and it fits in here perfectly, and stays all nice and tight. And that way, you know, if you ever, I do kind of find it funny that in a lot of survival knife or survival things, there's fishing stuff. When 90% of the time, you know, fishing is a one of those things you got to be good at, and it doesn't just happen. But it's there. Like I said, this pack is just it is what it is. This is a little freaking it's a little sharpening steel that I've had. I've had this for a long time. It is made by, it's made in England. I don't know who made it though. I forgot, long time ago. But this thing is fantastic for just tuning up a knife. If you know how to use a sharpening steel, my dad was a butcher for many years, and all he did was use a sharpening steel. So if you were to go put an edge on it with this guy, and it's got some rough spots, you take this out and tune it up, and it works good. I just threw this in here, thought it was cool, and it doesn't take up much space. There's that. Also, what kit is there without some medical supplies? Now, as much as I would love to fit all the things that people are going to tell me I should have stuck in here. Actually, a lot of people said M&Ms and Skittles, which I thought was hilarious. So I was like, man, I'm going to starve to death. I couldn't fit food in here. But these knuckle fabric bandages, I ordered these specially on Amazon not years ago, but a year ago, because these things will stick on you. And if you have any kind of hair on your arm, when they come off, it takes them with them. They're very resistant to moisture once they're on, and they're just fantastic. I love these. So I got 4 of those band-aids. They're good for fingers. They're good for just on your arm, elbows, knuckles, knees, whatever you need it for. If you're bleeding, throw one of those on it. Next is another one that you can't live without. That is a freaking Mylar blanket, the emergency blanket. You can see the size there. I'm not going to do the math for you. Destroy after use, for single use only. But these things are fantastic for keeping warm, building shelter if you had to. You could use these actually to carry water. You can just open it up and, you know, bundle it up if you had to, and make a another thing for storing water, or just carrying water for that matter. And just rain. You could literally cut a hole in this, and, you know, for a head, and make it a poncho if you had to. There's just so many things these things are useful for. They don't take up any space. They're super light, and these do deserve to be in every survival pack. And then last is this guy, and this is not going to be anything super exciting because you're not gonna be able to see what's in there, but I will throw in pictures of what it is right here. This particular thing has it has fishing hooks, all kinds of stuff on here that's useful. I've had multiple of these. I've used them for just random things and just fun. I've tried them out. They've actually worked for fishing, which is crazy. It just takes up no space. Now, they will snag and catch on everything. So, God, this one's actually been in my actual personal wallet for, I don't know, a good 4 years now. And I wrapped it in duct tape. That way it just doesn't tear up my wallet, which it was prior. And it just kind of keeps everything in there. So if you needed it, peel the duct tape back, you got all that stuff. Like I said, I put the picture in. But yeah, this is what I got in here. This is my little survival pouch knife thing. I've always watched videos on YouTube of people making them. It has inspired me to spend lots of my money as a younger person to purchase all this crap and build these kits years ago. These are very fun to put together. It's fun to use your head. Like I said, none of this has been tested. Individual things have been tested, but not as a kit. This isn't something you could just go out into the woods and survive. Would it be helpful? Yes. Is it gonna save your life? Possibly. But is it really practical? Probably not. These things, when you put it all together, are extremely heavy. You would probably find yourself not wearing it, but it's good to keep in a pack. And this was just a fun video to make for me, and a fun reason to put this together. But anyways, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching.